59 is the magic number on the PGA Tour. Paul Goydos matching the feat at the John Deere Classic. And now, Stuart Appleby shooting 59 to win the Greenbrier Classic has the golf world talking. That includes the men who know just how difficult the feat can be.
It's amazing how you see one guy shoot it at Goydos at John Deere, and then a 60 pops up in Canada.
Recently, just like the no-hitters there in baseball, just for a little while, everybody started thinking about it.
It is one thing to talk about going low, but to cook up a record round, there are certain ingredients necessary in the recipe.
The common theme of all of them is the greens did get soft, and guys are good enough now where they can be aggressive.
We expected it here. We expected it at John Deere, and you don't expect 59 or 60 every day, but you expect low scores.
But you still got to shoot it. You still got to knock the putts in, and it's still, no matter where it's played, it's a hell of a run to golf.
Doing it is harder than it looks, even if the golf course makes it possible. D.A. Point's effort to shoot the magic number in round 3 of the Greenbrier Classic highlights the difficulty.
I was really good until really over the second shot on the 17th fairway. I said to my caddy, I really didn't feel that nervous, and then all of a sudden I'm standing there going, all right, where's this going to go? And
you got to get those one or two putts that you're maybe a little tentative on to go in, and that's the difference, just tiny.
Goydos said it perfectly. He said he was as nervous as he's ever been because he was thinking about a number rather than just making a putt, and that's what gets us all the time, thinking about numbers.
What do you think the biggest nerve factor would be? A putt to win a golf tournament or a putt for 59?
I think a putt to win a golf tournament. Now, if the putt was to shoot 59 and win the golf tournament, I guess you have something.
But that is exactly the situation that Appleby faced. It ended in storybook fashion.
I knew what it was all about. I knew I had to make it. I knew I had to make it for the tournament. I knew I had to make it to have a 59. I mean, I'm sitting there going, how many opportunities are you going to get to do this? But I still felt very relaxed. I just got a good look at it. Just bang. And it felt good and just looked up and it just looked like I knew where its home was. And to do that and cap off a low number was very unique.
Okay, get out your calculator. In the 1,488 events prior to the John Deere Classic, there were 3 rounds of 59. That is 3 rounds of 59 out of a total of 612,335 total rounds. Compare that to this. In the last 5 events, there have been 2 rounds of 59. I thought with this groove change, scores were going to be higher in 2010. For more on Stuart, Craig is with our Tim Rosenfeld.
Todd, thanks very much. Stuart Appleby spent some time answering questions about shooting 59, Tim. Now, this guy's a very accommodating player. He'll take all the time you need. Well, his story now needs a lot of time.
Couldn't be more accommodating. And last night on Golf Central, we talked about how he handled this slump with so much grace, how Gio Valiente, a sports psychologist, said he never whined, never complained, no pity party, and how he continued to work it through and tried to work it out 11 straight golf tournaments. Well, in the middle of this, he was asked by the folks up at the Greenbrier to come and do a media day. It was sort of a last-minute replacement. He had his family with him. Really didn't want to do it, but typical of the guy he is and the professional he is, he got on a plane and he flew from Hartford on his way to the AT&T into the Greenbrier and did the media day and ended up obviously shooting the 59 and winning the golf tournament. At the trophy ceremony yesterday, Jim Justice, the grand poobah of the Greenbrier, talked about the West Virginia karma he got out of it, and no doubt he did.
8 wins going into the week for Stuart Appleby. Now, this guy's been MIA for a little while, and when a guy has a golf swing as good as he does and wins 8 times, you don't expect him to fall off the map. How did it all happen?
A lot of people point to an equipment change he made last year, but really he was starting to spiral even before that. And you look back at his record, he went down to 175 in the world. He missed 5 or 6 cuts at one point last year. But he started to find his way at the end of the year down in Australia, at the Australian Open, actually. The first 2 rounds, played in 40-mile-an-hour winds. His draw, he shoots 12 under, put himself in contention. The next lowest score in that draw was 2 under. He ended up losing to Adam Scott, but that was sort of a sign of things to come. And then this year, he just kept grinding, and he's played every week, Craig, since the Byron Nelson. Now, that started with 4 straight missed cuts, but it's an example of the tenacity that he has and the drive and desire he has to get his game back, as he said, to become the player he used to be.
11 weeks in a row. It is remarkable. You know how guys write letters to try to get into tournaments? Right. He's probably going to start writing letters to try to get into media days, because then he gets more W's, and then this thing really goes. Yeah.
He's still got 2 more to go. He's got this weekend in the PGA before he can rest.
Great to see you, Tim, as always. Right. Todd, back over to you.
Thanks, guys. The PGA of America went deeper into its qualification list and sent out special invitations for the PGA Championship. Wisconsin native Jerry Kelly is in. The Boo Birds will be out at Whistling Straits. The 2 Ryder Cup captains, Colin Montgomery and Corey Pavin, also get invites, along with Justin Leonard, who was in a playoff at the PGA Championship at Whistling Straits back in 2004. In 1993, Freddie Couples presented Bernhard Langer with the green jacket after the German won the Masters. Fast forward 17 years, and these two dueling it out Sunday for the U.S. Senior Open title. Freddie had the crowd in his favor with the event taking place at Sahalee near Couples' hometown of Seattle. The two started the day tied for the lead, but the second hole was Waterloo for Couples. He dumped his approach into the par 5, into the hazard. A triple bogey for him, a birdie for Langer on the hole. Freddie could never catch up, and Langer wins his second major in as many weeks. He won the Senior British Open the week before. And with his win, Langer maintains his #1 spot in the race for the Charles Schwab Cup. He now leads Couples by a shade under 400 points. Langer's 4 wins and 8 top 10s this year leads the Champions Tour. Just like at Sahalee, it's shaping up to be a duel between Couples and Langer in the race for the Charles Schwab Cup. At Royal Birkdale on Sunday, Yanni Sen entered the final round of the Ricoh Women's British Open with a 4-shot advantage over Catherine Hall. Hall made a charge at Sen, forcing her to make a 7-foot par putt on 18 to win, and she makes it, winning by a shot. At 21, she is the youngest to win 3 majors. She just needs the U.S. Women's Open to complete the career Grand Slam. In her native country of Taiwan, Yanni is becoming a national hero, labeled as the country's Tiger Woods. Only 6 players have won the career Grand Slam, and here's a look at their age when they won the 3rd leg of that Grand Slam. Yanni Sen is the youngest by over 4 years at the age of 21 and 6 months. Kari Webb is the youngest to accomplish the career Grand Slam at the age of 26 years and 6 months.